Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 24th of July. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
And here we are to talk about the real estate week that was. We've just finished a good weekend, Gary.
We have got an action-packed episode, Phil. Lots of things going on out there. But firstly, we should talk about where we are, Philip, at number 1 LAMELLAH Street, right in the heart of Caulfield.
What a great house. And this house, Gary, has been designed and built and we sold for David Edelman, one of the area's best-known architects. And I'm absolutely excited to say, Gary, we have a special guest today, being David Edelman.
We do. It's about time we brought him on, isn't it? Because we're selling a lot of the homes that he's building and has been the designer and architect for. So it is with great pleasure we bring him on. And he can talk a little bit about this home, what's happening in the market. What do you think about this house, Phil?
Oh, Gary, this is a great house. I remember auctioning it 4 or 5 years ago and it went well then, and we're expecting it to go well. It has really stood the test of time because good architecture should do that, and David will run us through that in a few minutes' time. Well, it's with great pleasure, David, we welcome you to the set of GPTV in one of the houses that you built and designed a few years ago.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
No, terrific to have you here. David, you are probably, in my opinion, one of the most prolific and successful architects, not just within this area, but within Melbourne, because my career goes back almost 30 years, and I think that in all of that 30 years, I've been selling your houses from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the noughties, and now into the year 2011, 2012. So congratulations on a career that just keeps getting better and better.
Thank you very much.
Been good for our business too, David. Thanks for doing that. Of course, David's homes have always been well known for being very practical and being well built and being very interesting, David. And how many have you built now, do you reckon?
Probably in the order of 250 plus.
Okay. And you're still going, you're not getting tired, are you?
No, I really enjoy it.
In fact, for those people that know David well, you would also know this is the new improved David. He's knocked off, I think, what, 8 or 9 kilos? And just to give you all that much more energy to keep on going, David.
That's right.
One of the things people might not know about you, David, is that not only are you a great architect and great designer, but you're a great luncheon companion for many, many people. And I know that I've had many, many lunches with you over the years. Tell me, just as a side issue to architecture, where's your favourite restaurant at the moment?
Probably Bistro View, and in Melbourne and in Sydney, Neil's.
I love the fact that you've got a favourite restaurant in another capital city as well.
Thank you.
David, I also know, or we also know about you, that you travel a lot. You've just been overseas, I think, to LA, where you get some influences and other parts of the world. Maybe you can tell the viewers on GPTV, what are the current trends? What are people looking for out there? Or what are you looking at as well in terms of your building now?
Well, generally, probably the biggest change I feel is that the old lounge dining rooms died off, and people generally have put the dining area in the family room and just have one living area. And become much more informal.
That sort of formal living and that gracious style is not how people are living today.
That's true.
More so that big open plan where it all just flows out.
Everything flows out, and also another big change is the dressing, living en suites, the size. Much larger than in the 70s.
We've certainly noticed that, David, that the ensuite and the walk-in dressing room is now an area of pampering rather than one of just practicality. Would you agree with that?
That's right, yes. Yeah. And the sizes are much larger, and actually the room sizes have increased a lot, because I think the old typical bedroom would have been probably 3 by 3, and now it's probably 4 by 5. So it's a big increase.
Change. One of the things that I've also noticed, David, and you'd probably be able to tell us exactly, but the media room, it seems to be a room all of itself today.
Yes, it's very popular since kind of the movies that you can get them down online, and since the internet, I think the media room's become very popular and a bit of a demand now.
The house we're in right now, 1 LAMELLAH, is going up for auction on Sunday week, I think it is, on the 2:30 on Sunday week on the 5th of August. Tell us about this one. How long did it take you to build this house?
It took about 12 months, and the original concept was it was designed to suit 2 types of market. We had the main bedroom downstairs, so it would suit an older market, but actually a younger market purchased it, and it was designed around a courtyard where the main bedroom looked into the courtyard and all the living areas looked into the courtyard.
Speaking of that courtyard, David, and I've noticed this a lot with your homes of the last 10 years, I think the architects today have really discovered northern light, and therefore the whole courtyard concept in houses. I mean, this house is a house that faces east-west, and yet you'd been able to punctuate the home with a courtyard that faces to the north. So therefore the whole house now wraps around a northern courtyard garden. Right. And I think that's really a recent phenomenon, isn't it, where people have discovered light and saying that they want it to flood into every room?
Yes, they do. North's become because you can control the sunlight with the north, and it's very, very important to have your living area in most windows facing north.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And 12 months is about the right time now to build a quality home?
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably planning and stuff takes about 6 months and about 12 months to build.
Fantastic. So David, you've done 250, I reckon it's more like 300 homes, but let's call it 250. I think they say that architects, as they get older, that's where their best work is. Are you planning to work for the next 30 or 40 years?
Yeah, sure.
Are you saying that David's early homes weren't much good, Phil? Is that what you're saying? I reckon they were pretty good.
He started brilliantly and he's just getting better and better.
Okay.
David, it's been a total pleasure having a chat with you today. I look forward to our next lunch, and let me just say on behalf of Gary Pure and Associates, we are a great fan of your work, and certainly we'd love you to be building and building and building and building as the decades go on.
As long as we can sell them, that's the main thing, Philip. And it's lovely to have you on board. Thanks, David Edelman, for being on GPTV.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Gary, great to have David Edelman on the show. He is one of the legends of the industry, just a sensational guy.
He is, and he's certainly a local icon because he's done a lot in and around the local area where we sell a lot, Phil. But, you know, from near and far, there's lots of David Edelman's homes. And
absolutely. I guarantee you he will be working for at least another 25 or 30
Wouldn't be surprised.
years.
No stopping him.
He's incorrigible. No stopping him at all.
That's for sure. And only in the pantry does he slow down there. Let's talk a bit about the weekend. Phil, we reviewed a few homes last week. One of them was in Bethel Street that you auctioned on Saturday afternoon. Tell us about that.
Gary, that is and was a really good single-storey villa. Yep. 3 bedrooms and a study. Great auction because it flew from the minute I called for bids. The bids came thick and fast. We sold it well over the reserve. A really good result.
Nice sunny weekend, which was wonderful to see. And let's talk a bit about Sunday morning at 49 Elm Street, Grove.
Sunday morning, Elm Grove, a really good double-fronted house. And one of the nicest things about that property is it's walking distance from one of my favourite cafes in Glen Eyre Road. So a special mention about Spout. Brilliant cafe. I started there with a double espresso, moved to Elm, passed it in, and then negotiated a great result. Very happy seller and a very happy buyer.
And you are going to keep telling us about your coffee and cafes, whether we want to hear it or not, aren't you?
I am.
You're determined. Sunday was a busy day, lots of auctions, sold all bar one. Yep. So this weekend we actually had a 75% clearance rate.
We did, Gary. That would be 6 out of 8. So we had two on. We had 2 on Saturday. We had 6 on Sunday.
Yes.
We sold 1 prior, and then we sold the 4 out of the 5 remaining. So a very solid weekend. When you think that the clearance rate for the industry was 60%, our clearance rate. Let's watch those bars go up to 75%.
Yes, those bars do go up with the good results, don't they, Phil? And let's talk a bit about Sunday afternoon. 13 Elmhurst. And we did sell that undisclosed, but that was a great house. We wrapped it on GPTV.
Gary, what a great house. And I have to tell you, I reckon there would have been 150 people at the auction. So people do come out to see the good homes sold. And that was a fabulous result because we had 2 parties there to buy it. There were a couple of other maybes, but 2 buyers came out of the blocks. We passed it in at $2,050,000. Whilst the selling price, I believe, is undisclosed, we did sell it well in excess of that. Sure. And once again, to show how well the auction system works, Gary, the buyer saw it for the first time that day. So let's talk about this weekend, Gary. Let's talk about the auctions that are coming up.
Got a couple on Saturday to review, Phil. Both of them are on Saturday at 11:30. You're doing one, I'm doing the other. I'm in Lansdowne Street in East St Kilda.
Great address.
Fantastic address. And this is a terrific townhouse, 2 bedrooms plus study.
Basement parking.
Basement parking.
Fabulous.
Had some good interest, only I think 18 months, 2 years old. Daniel Fisher introduced this one to the company and I'm very much looking forward to this one. It's got a lovely aspect, good position, 18 months old. Probably going to be interested in that sort of mid-high 6s, early 7s, somewhere like that, which I reckon is, you know, the sort of price you pay for an apartment, and I know this is a beauty, so we're looking forward to seeing you at that one. 11:30, I've got the honours there to auction that 2 at 4 Lansdowne Street in East St Kilda. Philip, you have one in NEERIM Road at 11:30 Saturday, Unit 3 at 5 to 7 NEERIM Road.
That's a really good single-storey villa, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's a really good position, just walking distance to the corner of NEERIM and Bamborough Road.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you there. Saturday at 11:30, you can make a choice, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of fine properties, affordable, good investments and good homes, that's for sure. Another property we want to review this week before we run off is at 1 at 49 WANDA Road in Caulfield North. This is the most incredible apartment, Philip. You've been through it?
I have. It is spectacular. It's an entire floor, so there's only 2 apartments on this block, a ground floor apartment and a first floor apartment. It's in really livable condition at the moment, but it's just enormous. It's to me, it's house size, bigger than a house.
It is a true penthouse. It's in good order. It's solidly built. You certainly saw knuckles knocking on the walls there, Philip. You've got your own garden, big garage. This is a really magnificent penthouse-size apartment. We look forward to seeing you there. That's coming up.
Walking distance, Gary, to Caulfield Park and the tram in Hawthorne Road.
One of 2 only, 1 at 49 WANDA Road. Ben Rothschild working on that one with me. Please make sure you come and see it. Next week on GPTV, Philip, we are going to put our current salesperson of the month in the middle of us and have a bit of a chat to him or her. Shall we reveal who it is?
Oh, I think we can. It's fair to say that Daniel Rees is the reigning salesperson of the month for the month of June, so it'll be great to have him on the show.
One of our many Daniels in the office. We've got 3 of them. They're all terrific, but this one takes the cake for the month of June as the salesperson of the month. We're looking forward to seeing you next week on GPTV and bringing you some more news, action, results, everything that's going on in the real estate market. In the meantime, I'm Gary Peer. We look forward to seeing you well. All the best.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fabulous week.
Bye for now.